from other mainline Protestant
Echo.
denominations over sexuality,
Yeesh.
such as the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America
Ooh.
and Presbyterian Church
North
USA.
American
The
Lutheran
majority of
Church.
churches leaving joined a newly created denomination, the Global Methodist Church, which in January
Whoa!
2024 claimed 4,336 congregations. Things were not the same everywhere. Here's the different annual conferences or jurisdictions of the UMC
This
in
is
the
a
United
cool
States.
map.
The Lewis Center for Church Leadership at Wesley Theological Seminary produced a report on churches that left the UMC. 50% of the churches that left the UMC came from just the southeastern jurisdiction.
All right, there's the Southeast. There we be. Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, North Georgia, South Georgia, Florida, North Alabama, West Florida, and Mississippi. That Southeast region there, strongly conservative, but strongly not conservative in some regards. But here's what I'm going to predict. I'm going to put my prognostication hat on. I'm going to predict that you're going to see a dwindling among these places that are strongly and staunchly, at least more ardently, faithfully, consistently, biblically aligned. You will see the strengthening of that global Methodist denomination among those that are at 50% or more. And you will see a dwindling of those in the progressive ideology. And you're seeing that denominationally wide. So it wasn't like I made a major prognostication. It's not like Tom Rainer's going to call me today and be like, sir, I now need to have you come and speak to me. There will not be any of that. But you're seeing that denomination from not just this denomination, but denominationally, you are seeing the churches that are actually growing, the churches that have staying power, as it were, are the churches that are teaching the Bible, holding people accountable, exercising church discipline. You say, why? People don't want that. Well, no. People do want that if people are followers of Christ. They do want the full counsel of God being taught to them. They do want the full, as it were, the full experience of what Christianity is. These congregations that dumb down the message of Christ, and listen to me, if you're one such congregation or congregational leader, these congregations that dumb down the message of Christ and tell people you can do whatever the heck you want to do around here. We don't teach anything. We don't believe anything. I'm going to tell you this, over the next couple of years, more and more people will begin to say, well, we don't have time to do nothing. We would rather go do something with our Sundays. We would rather go do something that we want to do with our lives. Why even come to a building or come to a place where nobody believes anything, teaches anything, or does anything? And denominationally, people are beginning to see that time and time again. Those congregations are not growing. They don't have staying power. Just believe whatever the heck you want to believe. Well, that's fine. Well, I'll come there for a little bit. Now I feel good about myself. Now I don't need it anymore. And so you will begin to see that happen more and more among this global Methodist group. They will grow. I don't even know if they're going to call themselves, because they're not united anymore. These progressive Methodists are going to continue to shrink, and I'm glad of it.
Jurisdiction in orange. Only 35% of churches in the UMC in the U.S. before the split were from that region, so these churches left at a higher rate than
What
the
is
average.
Texas doing?
Conversely, the northeastern jurisdiction held 21% of U.S. UMC churches before the split, but only 10% of disaffiliations came from that jurisdiction.
All right, so this map is showing us the trend lines, and incidentally, when we discuss places that we want to travel, the Northeast, I don't know if I'm pointing at the Northeast. I don't know where I'm pointing at this point. I'm pointing all over the place. The Northeast is a place that is extremely desirable for Erskin music to go. Ding. Oh, wait, I got a sound effect for that. The Northwest is a place that's extremely desirable for Erskin music to go. Well, Texas, because it's a nation unto itself. And the Southeast. All right, keep going.
Breaking it down even more finely, here are some of the conferences that lost the most. In the Northwest Texas Conference, 81% left.
81% left in Texas. Now, remember, the ones who are leaving are the ones who are conservative, the ones who are teaching the Bible, the ones who care about the fact that homosexuality and these sexual issues will not be taught from their churches. 81% left. That's Texas. That's what I'm talking about, Texas.
52% of North Alabama left.
52% of North Alabama. So this is showing conservative trends, conservative lines.
50% of Texas, 50% of South Georgia, 49.
I was surprised that it was 50% in that part of Texas. I'm from Central Texas. Let's see what we did.
9% of Kentucky, 44% of Central Texas.
44% of Central Texas. To the folks who are watching this from Temple, Texas, I want to say hello. I'll be coming back next month to see you guys. So the folks who are in Stephenville, other places that are out there, I'll be coming to see you guys. Ferris, Texas. It won't be long. I don't know if I'll make it down to Austin, Texas, but 44%. And I would guarantee you that that's probably around 60 to 70%. But one of the things that skews that 44% that's in Central Texas, it would be much higher. You look at the 81% that's in the north and the 50% that's a little south of that, it would be higher. But you know what's in the middle of that 44%? Austin, Texas. Keeping Austin weird. Keeping Austin progressive. Keeping Austin headed straight to hell. And so that really is probably about 60 to 70%, but because Austin is such a large population center and so freakishly weird, that skewed it down to 44%. But I can tell you that's an extremely conservative area. I can tell you that for sure.
43% of Alabama, West Florida, 41% of North Carolina, and 41%.
And in some of these places where you would expect that it would be higher because it's in the South or the Southeast, please be reminded that some of the large population centers is responsible for bringing it down to below 50%. I am sure.
Of North Georgia.
All right. We done with that. Stop it. Get y'all's junk off that screen. All right. A couple of comments here that I need to respond to, and then we're at 48 minutes, so I'll get to the second story relatively quickly. All right. This is a sad day for the church. My heart aches to see the woke culture is doing to destroy the truth of the gospel. Yes. Brother Ricky, you're absolutely right. It's a sad day, but if Ricky and others that are out there, this brings clarity to the gospel, if it brings the church to a place where they are clearly teaching the word of Christ in a way that is in contradistinction for those who are not teaching the word of Christ, if it is, as it were, highlighting or exposing false teaching and false doctrine that's out there, then it's not such a bad day. Sometimes getting smaller is not a bad thing. Sometimes having division because of the right issues is not a bad thing.